There is a lot in this life that I don't understand. There's a lot that I wonder, how did we get here? How did we make this decision? And one of those things is the In-N-Out Burger parking lot. And if you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. The parking lot is made way too small for the restaurant. There's also usually another super busy restaurant in the same parking lot. So the lines are crazy, it's chaos, it is insane, and it's everywhere. My name is Tiffany, and today I want to share with you a lesson in humility that I learned in the In-N-Out Burger parking lot. Today, our verse comes from the book of Philippians, chapter 2, starting in verse 3, and here's what it says. You can read along with me. Do not do anything out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of others. And I was given an opportunity a few months ago to love somebody in my life that had just had a baby. And I just wasn't having a great day, honestly, not in an awesome mood, had a lot on my plate, was super busy and just not really feeling like it. But I remembered what it was like when I was in the hospital, and I was like, no, you can do this. You're going to do it. So I texted her and I was like, hey, I'm coming. What can I bring you for lunch? I know hospital food is awful. And so, of course, she says In-N-Out, which is one of my least favorite places to go because of, like I said before, the parking lot. And so I go, and sure enough, I pull in, and the parking lot is pandemonium because no matter what location you go to, whatever state you're in, like, it's the same scene every time. And I'm trying to follow the arrows and trying to get to where I need to go, and I think I've got it, and I pull in, and I pull into the drive-through, and I get to the place where, like, you can't back out, or you can't, like, decide not to be in the line anymore. Like, I'm locked in. And then I realize there's someone behind me just, like, honking the horn crazy. And I really honestly don't know what's going on. She gets out of her car, walks up to my car, knocks on the window, and starts yelling at me because I cut her in line. Well, then I look back and I realized that I had cut a whole bunch of people in line, and it was awful, and it was like totally my fault. I made the mistake. I was not paying attention, but this person, she gets in my face, and she really honestly, like, upset me, and I was so taken aback that, like, I started to tear up a little bit and get upset because I was just like, my fight or flight kicked in, and I was like, what's going on? I don't understand why we're reacting so crazy. So she ends up getting back in her car. The lady comes, she takes my order. I give her my burger order. I pull up to the window, and wouldn't you know, the person in front of me saw the whole thing play out, and they bought my lunch. And it was my lunch and my friend and her husband that were in the hospital. And it was really nice just to know in that moment that, like, okay, that person was really upset with me at something I did, granted, but I didn't feel like what happened deserved that reaction. And then the person in front of me, I just feel like God used to bless me immediately in that moment. So I went on and I bring the lunch to my friend, and I'm sitting there, and so glad that I chose to go and to visit her and to see the baby. And I felt just kind of humbled in that moment of, like, wow, God is using me to bless this person, to bring her food, and it might seem like a small thing, but it is actually pretty big. And just to be so excited with her in this new part of her life and this new baby. And I really didn't want to. And honestly, even when I said yes, like, it wasn't easy. I still had to do some hard things. And so it was just a really cool lesson for me. And I think it goes along with the verse that we're listening today, or we're learning about today, just about putting other people above ourselves. And what I've learned in my life is when you put people above yourselves in the little things, like bringing them in and out, it's a lot easier to put them first in the bigger things, whether you need to figure out better ways to serve your spouse or your kids, or maybe serve at church, or maybe it's just putting other people above yourselves by giving up your preferences or just listening. My challenge for you today would be figure out what those things are and how can you put others first in your life and humble yourself and really just love those people well. Bye.